Hi, I'm Dave Birch. I'm Global Ambassador for Consult Hyperion.
Hi, I'm Lionel Grosclaude. I am the CEO of Fime.
Lionel, can you tell us a little bit about Fime and what's its mission? What's it all about?
Well, Dave, Fime is a global consulting and testing company across three markets: payment, smart mobility, and digital identity. So basically, our mission is pretty simple. We help our customer to create and to successfully launch their solution. And we do it through two ways. One, either we can engage our consulting team. They can deliver both business and technical advisory. And we can also engage our testing practice, testing tools and services that we can deliver through our 14 labs throughout the globe. So I think in short, it is well summarized in our tagline, which is make innovation possible and make the world work.
But this is innovation in important stuff. This is innovation in things that have to be secure, right? This isn't just anything.
No, yeah, absolutely. If you transact, you want to be comfortable with the transaction.
Yeah.
So it has work, but as you said, it has to be secure. You don't want a credential to be stolen while you are transacting.
Right. And so when I get off the Eurostar in Paris and my card works, it's because you've tested it.
Actually, not me, but one of the 900 experts in the team.
Right. And Lynn, how long have you been in charge at Fime?
2017. Some time is really flying now.
But since you've taken over, there's been some pretty significant growth. I think it's fair to say that. So how? What have you done?
Well, actually, when I joined Fime, Fime was really a compliant testing lab, and mainly for card payment.
Yeah.
But when I joined this company, I found a super depth, level of expertise and talent. So I think we could do much more.
Yeah.
So basically, we've done three things. The first thing we've done is, because the market was becoming more and more complex, and because we had the in-house expertise, we have launched a consulting practice. To be very frank, we have also brought aboard new talent, mainly coming from the business side, from bank, from merchant, to be able to deliver both business and technical advisory. The second thing is we have changed the way test is consumed. We have digitalized our platform, automated, testing solution, put it into SaaS to make sure that test was not anymore a bottleneck. And the third thing, we have expanded our expertise through the whole range of payment, not only card, but all the alternative payment, e-identity and smart mobility. But when we have done that, there were always three key pillars: expertise, scale, and trust. So expertise came also with the acquisition of UL Payment Solution and Consult Hyperion, mainly in e-identity and in consulting. Scale, now we have 900 experts throughout the globe, 20 countries, and we are able to serve our customer almost anywhere.
And when you talk about scale, how big is the company now?
But the company is about 900 people. We are covering 20 countries. We basically
it's truly global.
It is pretty global, definitely. You can say we have customers almost everywhere. And to be honest, I think that most of the payment players are customers of Fime. And the last bit, which is quite important, is trust.
Yeah.
We don't deliver, we don't manufacture, we don't develop any solution ourselves. So we remain always neutral, totally independent from any solution.
Yeah.
And this is very important for our customer.
So you mentioned UL and Consult Hyperion as kind of key steps so your strategy was around acquisition as well as organic growth?
Actually, both, yes. And we came to the conclusion in 2024 that the market was becoming so complex that we need to increase, again, capacity and expertise. And we had the opportunity at that time, to do two acquisitions, as you say, UL, Payment Solution, and Consult Hyperion. And to be honest, if you put all the logistics aside, it was quite easy, because we found in those two companies people sharing the same passion for, make the world work, and same passion across our three market: payment, e-identity, smart mobility.
I feel the acquisitions are actually quite smooth because they were genuine sort of win-wins rather than kind of engineered connections.
In my past life, I went through acquisition, and sometimes it could be a bit tense. Here, not at all.
No.
It was a natural move. And I think people from Consult Hyperion and from UL have found their place quite easily with the new group. But we had to do a few things. The first thing we had to do is to rethink our brand strategy. Okay, so Fime will stay as the overarching brand of the group, delivering consulting and testing. But we are going to leverage on Consult Hyperion, which is a very strong brand in consulting.
Thank you.
So any consulting will be delivered through Consult Hyperion. But it's not another consulting firm. We want to differentiate in 3 ways. First, we're going to be able to deliver both strategic and technical advisory. So basically, we are going to bridge the gap between strategic advice and implementation. Because in French, I would say that we are eating our own cuisine.
I think it's even stronger message. I think the strategic advice is much more effective if it's backed up by that kind of deep technical expertise.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're sure that this is something that you can roll out. It's not a bright idea, which is absolutely not, practical.
Yeah.
So second thing is we're going to inject into the consulting department an innovation hub. So it's composed of PhD and senior consultant working on disruptive, state-of-the-art subjects like Gen AI, blockchain, biometrics, but also more strategic, thinking about what could be the role of the scheme in this new market.
And this is to show clients it's not to try and build products, it's just to show clients what's possible.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to your point, this team will have also the ability to develop some pilots. So again, we will never develop any solution, but we can develop some pilot to show that those solutions could be working, can bring value. The second thing we've done is we have reviewed our testing portfolio. As we were combining both Fime and UL, we took the best out of the two teams. And we have created first, a digital management platform for testing. Okay, so that's a kind of an ERP for testing. You are plugging all the testing suite, so it could be card suite, it could be instant payment, it could be e-identity, it could be smart mobility and ABT. And we are also plugging, which is more and more important, simulator. You want to be able to simulate, the ecosystem. And if a customer wants, to outsource the testing to us, you can wrap it up around managed services contract. Last bit is we have also strengthened our partnership with key players in the industry, like ISO, like Global Payment, but also central bank, scheme, large PSP, large technology provider, to make them aware of what the new theme is.
So in these areas that you're talking about, payments, identity, smart mobility, there's really a lot going on. What do you see as the sort of key dynamics in those spaces?
Well, it's a very broad question. Let me pick up, I would say, 3 trends.
Okay.
First one is about e-identity.
Yeah.
It's finally the time for digital identity. We've been talking about this for so many years, but now it looks like the planet are aligning. Government are really pushing hard on it, technology there, and private players are ready to invest. And e-identity could be a way to streamline authentication and actually to help secure transaction.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this the impact is broader, but it has a clear impact on payment. The other trend I would say is wallet. Wallet is everywhere. It goes far beyond payments.
And this is right. And I think the thing a lot of people don't understand is wallets are not much about payments. They are about identity. Yeah. What's in your wallet now? It's not money. It's
absolutely
cards and tickets and I think wallets is going to be huge.
Wallet is going to be used. Wallet is already huge.
Oh yeah, it's already huge.
It's already huge. And again, as you said, is much more than payment. I think that my physical wallet will disappear in a few months. And to be honest, I don't have any physical wallet anymore. But wallet, there is one question about wallet. And it's even more true now that Apple has announced that they are going to open NFC in some region of the world, which is wallet is so important. Everybody might be willing to invest in wallet.
Yeah.
So we may end up with wallet fragmentation. A bunch of people launching their own wallet. So the question for the consumer is, am I going to have different wallet jungling with it, or are we going to see a consolidation this market? So that's the question for the year to come.
And one particular example of that, I think, would be some sort of travel wallet where you would hold passports and tickets and stuff like that. But also, I wonder about things like, you talk about privacy. Do you want your health data mixed up with your bank data, mixed up with your travel data. So I think there's a lot to figure out in this space.
Yes, but that's the question about, do you want a wallet able to handle everything?
Yeah.
To be honest, it's always a question between privacy and convenience.
Yeah.
The less privacy, the more convenience. But of course, if you want, to segregate, then you're going to end up with different wallets, one for your identity and one for the other use case.
But this is what makes this whole area fun again, because we don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know, but also what makes it fun again is even if there is different wallet, they're going to be able to talk together.
Yeah.
So interoperability
and they've all got to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also the last trend, it would be more about account to account. I mean, that's clearly a trend in payment. I mean, account to account is everywhere. It's live in 80 different countries. So we talk about India, about Brazil, but also in Europe with Wero. So that's really a big trend, offering speed and convenience. But it comes with challenges like fraud and privacy.
Well, that's where identity would help again.
Exactly.
Now, obviously, the reason why you've taken this strategy, the reason why you've made these acquisitions is because you're looking for growth.
Yep.
So, without giving away any kind of corporate secrets, what are the growth areas you're looking at? Geographically, market sector, technology, where's the growth going to come from?
Actually, I think the growth is going to come from our three market segments. So if you look to payment, again, I mean, instant payment, CBDCs, stablecoins are new things.
Could be huge.
Could be huge.
Yeah.
And all these things will need consulting and testing. And by the way, we talk a lot about instant payment, CBDC, stablecoin. I don't think that card is dead. I think there is still a lot of things to be done on the card payment side. And for me, instant payment at the moment is mainly focusing on removing cash and check.
Yeah.
Card is still there and for a while. The other area of growth for us is digital identity.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes with some scalability challenges, some interoperability challenges, means some testing challenges.
You're strong in the mobile driving license space,
We do,
right?
yeah, we do. I mean, we are about to launch a new version of our testing solution about e-identity, which will be able to test mobile driving license, but also e-passport. We will be part of two main large-scale pilots in Europe for the EUDI project, in the WeBuild and the Aptitude. And then, as you said, I mean, we are partnering with some state in the US and technology providers to deploy the MDL proposition. Last bit is smart mobility. We talk a lot about payment and about e-identity, but smart mobility is quite important for us as well. It is becoming more and more digital. Public transport authority are now opening up, their network.
Yeah.
So it comes with open loop system, with ABT system, and here again we're going to bring the consulting advice and the testing solution, to test all their.
Well, that's a perfect example of something that's got to be scaled. Those have to be mass market solutions. They're not niche solutions, but they have to work every time. You can't start blocking people at subway station size. There's health and safety and other things. So it's scale, but it's got to work.
It got to work. It had to work every time, and it has to be fast.
Yeah.
Because if you pay something, you can accept a bit of delay. But as you said, you can block people at the gateway of the subway.
So plenty of growth,
Plenty of growth for us, yes. Promising market. So Dave, I mean, it's good to have you at Fime as the global ambassador for Consult Hyperion. So how did you find us so far?
I mean, I'm very surprised in a way because
in a good way?
No, in a very good way. Because like you said, there are some shared passions in the organizations. But in practical terms, there's a lot to be done when you go through an acquisition. I mean, stupid things like getting the email changed. And actually, the honest truth is, Lionel, that's gone pretty smoothly. And I think the complementary nature of the skills, well, I don't want to sound too sort of starry-eyed about it, but the point is the complementary nature of the skills means there are new opportunities for the people as well as the companies. There are new things for people to be excited about, and I feel that. It's not just on paper. I can personally feel that.
Good, very good. So Dave, can you tell me more about what you're working on at the moment?
I think, there's probably three kind of main areas of focus at the moment. So I was up at one of the central banks again last week talking about stablecoins and CBDCs, working out what the strategy should be between the two. I think there's a lot of confusion in the marketplace because to horrible nerds like me, CBDCs and stablecoins are very different things with very different goals. So working out the strategies there. And then, of course, stable coins moving into the retail space, that has a big impact on a lot of business, so that's one thing. The second thing is AI. AI has turned out to be much more, stupid to say it's much more interesting, of course it's interesting, but in a lot of organizational strategies, they're looking at what happens when the company gets AI. How do we improve customer service? How can we speed up product development? How can we send more targeted credit card offers, that kind of thing. But actually, what happens when consumers get AI is a much more interesting strategic question. What happens when your customers suddenly become a lot smarter? Yeah. So trying to work that out in retail financial services that's very interesting at the moment as well. And there are some issues about using AI in regulated industries because of hallucinations. And that's actually very fascinating sort of stuff. That's really good. And the third thing I'm looking at is the issue of the I mean, you'll get sick of me talking about digital identity, but the thing is, for a long time, we've talked about what should happen. Like you said, things are finally happening in digital identity. So working out how clients can take advantage of these changes. MDL is a very good example. You know, as MDL moves in, as mobile driving license moves into the mass market, who is going to use that? What are they going to do with it? And what are they going to use it for? And just drawing it on a whiteboard, oh, well, we'll read mobile driving licenses. Well, once you drop down one level, well, how are you going to read it? How are you going to check it, and so on? That's really interesting too. So those are probably the three main areas at the moment.
Okay, maybe one question on EID.
Sure.
I mean, if you draw parallel with payments, you know, payment is organized through schemes, those big international schemes. From your standpoint, who should be organizing, you know, the EID market?
Well, I mean, I think there's sort of three answers to that, really, isn't it? So one is, you could imagine, I mean, you can't imagine it, but governments could get together and organize themselves and do it at that sort of level. You know, so that, for example, an Indian EID can open a bank account in the UK. So you could have government level sort of schemes like that. I'm not sure about that. You can have the solutions like the European Digital Identity Wallet. In theory, you should be able to take a French digital identity and open a UK bank account with that, or actually, I don't know a UK bank account, but a German bank account or whatever it's the same. But I have a suspicion that actually the banks really are the right people in my mind, because the banks have already done the KYC, but at the moment that data is not monetized, and it seems crazy that when I go to do stupid thing like I want to buy some theatre tickets, I have to log in to create an account. There's a button that says log in with Facebook, log in with Google, but there's not a button that says log in with somebody who is actually trusted and regulated, like the bank, you know. So it could be governments, could be kind of regional things.
Or banks.
But I think, well, of course, it could be an entirely new player that we haven't thought of. Yeah. Somebody completely new could come into it. I mean, maybe everyone would suddenly want a Nike identity or something, I don't know, or Disney identity. But I really wish the banks would get organized and solve the problem for us.
Okay, thank you, Dave.